Nestled in the Aravalli hills of Rajasthan is Mehandipur Balaji, a globally famous temple dedicated specifically to exorcism and extreme spiritual healing. Every year, millions of tourists add this site to their itineraries, expecting a standard, serene religious stop on their vacation. But almost immediately upon arriving, these unprepared visitors hit a wall. They are confronted by an intense, loud environment, governed by strict, unspoken rules that forbid completely normal tourist behaviors. Instead of a relaxing cultural tour, they have walked into an active spiritual hospital built to handle severe psychological and paranormal afflictions. Treating Mehandipur as a casual stopover without knowing its true purpose practically guarantees that a peaceful trip will become highly distressing. A major source of this confusion is geographical. Rajasthan is actually home to two distinct world-famous Hanuman temples, and both are commonly referred to as Balaji. For the traditional option, people go to Salasar Balaji. As you can see by this idol's unique orange face, mustache, and golden crown, this is a place of calm where visitors go to fulfill general wishes. Mehandipur Balaji is entirely different. Here, the deity is a fierce, self-manifested rock form dedicated exclusively to overcoming dark magic and mental crises. This comparison matrix lays out the stark differences side by side. On the left is Salasar, marked by a calm atmosphere where offerings are consumed and general wishes are made. On the right is Mehandipur, defined by a fierce environment where offerings are destroyed for crisis healing. Choosing the correct temple dictates your entire experience. One provides a traditional cultural blessing, and the other forces you to navigate an intense spiritual ward. Entering the Mehandipur complex, visitors progress through a series of chambers dedicated to three main deities, Lord Balaji, Pret Raj, and Bhairav. Inside these chambers, you will see severe human distress openly on display. The unyielding crowds are tightly packed on this checkered floor, and the space is filled with loud, constant screaming. You will witness extreme behaviors. People engage in physical self-harm, pouring boiling water on themselves, or adults chained to heavy rocks. This environment serves a specific spiritual purpose. For those deeply afflicted, the temple acts as a court of divine justice, where malevolent spirits are put on trial and punished. While this provides a vital space for cathartic psychological release for believers, it ensures a highly disturbing and unsafe feeling environment for young children or casual tourists. This flowchart highlights a major inversion of Hindu temple norms regarding prasad. Normally, you receive an offering to eat, but at Mehandipur, visitors must buy mandatory black balls from vendors strictly to physically destroy them. The physical ritual is non-negotiable. You circle the offering around your body to absorb negative energy, then throw it into the ritual fire. There is an absolute prohibition on eating this prasad or sharing it. Attempting to consume these offerings violates the temple's core safety rule against harboring negative energies. It completely changes how you must physically interact with the site. Preparing for this environment actually begins days in advance. Visitors must adhere to strict dietary prerequisites, including total abstinence from meat, onions, and alcohol, to meet a baseline of purity. The rigid exit protocol begins the exact moment you turn your back to walk out of the temple complex. You are required to make a mandatory logistical sacrifice. Before leaving the village, you must empty and abandon all leftover food packets and water containers you brought with you. This is enforced by a strict psychological rule. Do not look back. Visitors are warned that turning their head invites the evil forces being expelled in the temple to follow them home. These logistical frictions demand immense mental discipline. They severely complicate a standard vacation itinerary, forcing travelers to immediately hit the highway without any of their packed food or water. This quadrant chart maps visitors by friction tolerance on the x-axis and peace versus crisis intervention on the y-axis. The afflicted seeker embraces chaos for crisis healing. The general devotee seeks traditional blessings. The curious tourist casually observes the historical architecture. Because Mehandipur is such a high-friction environment, correctly identifying your personal intent is the only way to survive the visit without crossing serious cultural boundaries. If you are a general devotee, you should be routed firmly away from Mehandipur. Head to Salasar Balaji instead, where you can tie a coconut for a wish and safely take prasad home. If you are an afflicted seeker, you must fully submit to Mehandipur's rigid 3-step ritual gauntlet, namely the Durkasta, Arzi, and Savamani, to achieve your desired healing. And if you are a curious tourist, you can visit for the 11th century architecture, but you must treat the site exactly like an active hospital ward. That means strict observation, no touching strangers, and flawless adherence to the exit protocols. Understanding the true nature of Mehandipur Balaji ensures that what could be a traumatic misstep becomes a carefully calibrated, purposeful decision for your itinerary.